It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
I'm Brandon Jones, host of the Teen Mental Health podcast, It Is Not Your Fault.
And I'm Lambert Fisher, family therapist and host of the Diversity Dude podcast.
We're not always going to be all right, and that's what makes us human. Often, when we're in pain or even thinking of suicide, we may not want others to know, but you'll feel better if you talk to someone, and you can do that safely and anonymously.
We can recognize when loved ones are not okay. They bottle up, they isolate, they're angry.
That's why we want you to know about 988, Minnesota Lifeline, for someone you're worried about or even yourself.
Anyone with an emotional or mental health related need can call, chat, or text 988 for free, confidential support. You can connect with 988 to discuss difficulty with money, relationships, anxiety, your job, concerns about drug or alcohol use, grief support, figuring out your identity, and more.
You don't even have to identify yourself or the person you're calling about, and no insurance is needed.
988 is available 24/7 year-round and can interpret in more than 200 languages.
So take a brave step. Call or text 988.
Or chat at 988lifeline.org. You don't have to do this alone.
Finally tired of doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results? Well, this show is going to help you change your life for the better. Strap on your seatbelt and navigate this roller coaster we call life with human potential expert and best-selling author Dr. Verna Price. Each week, Dr. Verna blesses you with her virtues to live your best life so you can be the best you that you can be.
Welcome back to Dr. Verna's Virtues. For those of you who are brand new, welcome. My name is Dr. Verna Cornelia Price, and it's good to meet you. It is summertime in Minnesota, and so just enjoying the last of summer, which I'm so thankful for. It's a beautiful day outside. For those of you who are my regulars, welcome back. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining in again. Please listen in and tell your friends and neighbors to do the same. So I've been thinking about this, and it's just kind of that time of year. Most people, their new year starts in January to December. My year starts in July. So, and really is more like August 1st. And so, because I take the month of July off to re-energize, get refreshed, get rested up and ready for a new year. And so, when I come back to August, I have to really start kind of putting things in place. And so what's coming to me lately is kind of tightening up your life, right? There's like all these loose ends out here, all these loose ends in your life and how to tighten up your life. So we're going to talk about that today. And hopefully you'll get some things for you that can help you change your life and become your most excellent self, which is really what I am all about. Right. I have a calling in my life, and my calling is to help you become your most excellent self. And by using your personal power, which you were given with, which you were born with, using your personal power to change your life, to make a decision to change your life. So let's go ahead and start with our affirmation. My power is. And for those of you who are brand new, please say this to yourself. My power is my ability to think a new positive thought, see a new positive vision, speak new positive words, write new positive goals, and do something new and positive with my life, with my family, with my community, and with my world by taking a new positive action step. Go ahead and take that action step, and which means that you are telling your life, you are signifying to your life, you are giving your life a signal that it is time to change. So this session is going to be called Tighten Up Your Life. Tighten it up. There are some places in your life where things are beginning to kind of float around. Things are beginning to be kind of come undone. There are some relationships that are beginning to go sideways. There's some projects that are beginning to stall. There are some situations in your life that are beginning to just kind of become unraveled. And it's time to tighten things up. Why? As you tighten things up, it really kind of gets you back realigned and gets you refocused, and it puts your, what I call your expectations for your life back in place. It puts your goals back in place, and so that you can begin to look forward and can begin to become more focused. Now, to tighten up your life, the first thing you have to do is simply be honest about what is it that's coming loose. Has it been, has it been your own energy? Has it been your productivity? Has it been your relationships? Has it been your kind of willingness to learn? Like, what is it that's becoming loose in your life? So you got to tighten that up. And to tighten things up, you got to be really clear about your expectations. And I'm just going to talk about you, for yourself. What are your expectations for yourself? What do you want to accomplish for you? What are you expecting of you? Not somebody else. You're not talking about what other people are expecting of you. I'm talking about what you are expecting of yourself. Whether that has to do with how you work, who you work with, whether that has to do with how you do your work, where you do your work, whether it has to do with how you take care of yourself. The question is, what are your expectations of you for this new year? Now, mind you, my new year starts in August. So I have to ask myself the question, Verna Cornelia, what do you expect for yourself this year? What do you expect to do? Where do you expect to go? What do you expect to accomplish? And if you're clear, make those expectations high expectations. Why is that? As human beings, we are designed to meet an expectation. Now, some of you may say, well, Dr. Verna, maybe you're talking about goals. I could be talking about goals, certainly. But first, you have to put some expectations in place for yourself. Are you going to give up? No. Are you going to give in? No. Are you going to put up with crazy in your life? No. Are you going to put up with certain behaviors in certain situations? No. Are you going to go certain places? No. Are you going to go certain places? Yes. Are you going to hang out with some people? No. Are you going to allow subtractors to continue to stay in your life and create turmoil in your life? Absolutely not. You are putting expectations in place so you don't just allow things to happen in your life anymore. Those days are over. Those moments are over. Now, let me tell you, even though I'm talking about tightening up things in your life, it's very difficult to do because you may lose some friends over this. You may lose some business partners over this because you know what? Some people are used to just living sloppy lives. Stuff is just out there. You just do whatever, you say whatever, you go wherever. You have you're not grounded. You're not tightened up. And guess what? If you're that kind of person, then I would have to say to you, guess what? That's just not who I am. I have very clear expectations to myself. I have very clear goals to myself. I want to stay focused. I know where I'm going. And I refuse, listen to me carefully, I refuse to be sidetracked or distracted by anything that's not going to get me to where I want to go, which is what? Staying focused. And for those of you who are looking really carefully in my office, you see that believe right there behind me. That's because I believe that God gave me something to do in this world. And I believe that I'm here for a purpose, with a purpose. And I believe that I am going to accomplish that purpose. Why? By keeping my expectations for myself high. Tighten it up. Also, tighten up your thoughts. Tighten up what you're thinking. Just this morning, right? Someone in the office, they coughed or sneezed or something, and someone else immediately said, "Oh, are you getting a cold?" And I immediately said, I want you to take those words right out of the environment. I don't even want you to think that. I don't want you to think sick. I don't want you to think unhealthy. I want you to take it out of the environment and put some new words. Put some new words, right? And new words can very simply be, oh, it's time for you to take some vitamin C. Time for you to get some rest or whatever it might be. But you have to really tighten up how you are thinking about your life. Tighten it up. What does that mean? It means that you got to get a hold of your mind and how you think and what you're thinking about. And if what you're thinking about, listen to me carefully, is not aligning with who you want to be, your expectations for yourself, your values for yourself, your goals for yourself, if what you are thinking isn't lining up with that, it's time to tighten that up. Then you got to tighten up your mouth. You have to tighten up what you are talking about. In other words, stop saying what you don't want. If you don't want it to happen, stop talking about it. If you want it to happen, start talking about it. If you do not want negative things in your life, stop talking negative. It's very simple. And who is the only person that can stop you from talking? It's you. It's you. You're the only person. You're the only person that can manage your thoughts. You're the only person that can, manage your mouth, what you say and what you don't say. So you literally have to tighten up your mouth, tighten up what is coming out of your mouth. And then one last thing, this is very simple stuff to do, but I'm just thinking, you know what? Tighten it up. Tighten up what you are thinking about. Tighten up what was coming out of your mouth, right? And then I want you to tighten up what you're believing for. Have you stopped believing? Have you stopped believing for your future, believing for your family, believing for your business? Have you stopped believing? You got to tighten that up. You cannot allow yourself to just settle with whatever. Well, okay, whatever. Well, if that's going to be fine, it's not fine. None of it's fine. You were not given a life just to be, oh, I'm okay, it's fine. No, you're not. Nope, you're not. It's time to tighten that up. Tighten up your belief system. Tighten up what you are believing for. So you are clear about it, so you can get focused about it, so you can now begin to accomplish it. This is a tough thing to think about, and it's hard to do. And I'm talking to myself more than I'm talking to you. Then I'm saying, Dr. Verna, you got to tighten up some things. You got to tighten up some things in your business. You got to tighten up some things in your thought life. You got to tighten up some things in your prayer life. You got to tighten up some things in your office and do something about all that paper everywhere. Tighten it up. And maybe you've got to tighten it up too. If you do, go for it. Start the work. Get it done. And by the way, send me an email or something and let me know how you're doing with it, okay? All right. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who you've not read my books, you've not gone to my website, it's drvernaprice.com. And if you haven't purchased any of my books, you can purchase from my website, drvernaprice.com, or go to my Shopify channel, powerlessonsforlife.com, and, get the information, get the knowledge, and begin to change your life and begin to become your most excellent self. Then I know that you've tightened it up and you are moving forward. All right, let's finish with our affirmation. My power is my ability to think a new positive thought, tighten it up. See a new positive vision, tighten it up. Speak new positive words, tighten it up. And write new positive goals, tighten it up. And do something new and positive about my life by taking a new positive action step, because it's time to tighten it up. All right. See you next time. Bye.
Get caught up on previous episodes of Dr. Verna's Virtues at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
If you live in an older home, it may contain lead-based paint on walls, woodwork, and windows. Even more bad news, lead exposure can be dangerous to young children and impact their brain development. And now, the good news. Hennepin County will fix lead hazards in your home at no cost to you.
We were worried because of the paint in the windows in the bedroom. They were peeling and chipping, and we know that when paint peels and chips and it looks a certain way, that's possibly lead. We were worried for our children more so than anything.
Eligible homes can qualify for up to $15,000 in upgrades. You may even qualify for new energy-efficient windows. Don't worry, Hennepin County has a trusted list of pre-approved contractors. You won't even have to find companies with correct licenses or certifications.
I've just done a test and it's positive. So we know that this is lead-based paint, and then we know it's a hazard because it's creating dust every time this window moves and opens. And if you look in here, that's just full of lead paint chips.
You won't have to stay with your cousin while you're getting the lead out. Hennepin County even pays for you and your family to stay in a hotel while the work is underway. The last good news is how easy it is to apply. Just go to hennepin.us/lead control to get started.
I'm really happy with the program. We can go to bed knowing that our children are safe.
That's hennepin.us/lead control. Tell your friends about it.
I'm Brandon Jones, host of the Teen Mental Health Podcast, It Is Not Your Fault.
And I'm Lambert Fisher, family therapist and host of the Diversity Dude podcast.
We're not always going to be all right, and that's what makes us human. Often, when we're in pain or even thinking of suicide, we may not want others to know, but you'll feel better if you talk to someone, and you can do that safely and anonymously.
We can recognize when loved ones are not okay. They bottle up, they isolate, they're angry.
That's why we want you to know about 988, Minnesota Lifeline, for someone you're worried about or even yourself.
Anyone with an emotional or mental health related need can call, chat, or text 988 for free, confidential support. You can connect with 988 to discuss difficulty with money, relationships, anxiety, your job, concerns about drug or alcohol use, grief support, figuring out your identity, and more.
You don't even have to identify yourself or the person you're calling about, and no insurance is needed.
988 is available 24/7 year-round and can interpret in more than 200 languages.
So take a brave step. Call or text 988.
Or chat at 988lifeline.org. You don't have to do this alone.